we have the Republicans' favorite name when they want to throw something at Biden. And this is their idea of collusion and corruption and something that has drawn the line. It's his son, him being our president of the United States currently. Even though Republicans do not want to say it, President Joe Biden. It ain't about him, though. It's Hunter Biden. How many times have we heard Hunter Biden out of the mouths of Republicans? I mean, too many to damn count. Too many to count. Hunter Biden is the focal point. When kids are shot up at schools, they want to say drag queens. You know, they'll say drag queens. When anything else happens in the world where Republicans need to speak on it, they quickly go to Hunter Biden. I remember being on a show. I talked about this before multiple times. Being on a show, having to talk about true issues. At the time, Brittany Griner was in Russia and was stuck there. And they told me, but Hunter Biden's laptop. I said, yeah, Brittany Griner is stuck. An American citizen is stuck for having a vape. And you want to talk about Hunter Biden's laptop? What are we doing? So that's that. Hunter Biden. Here's the latest in that. President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, has been indicted earlier this week by special counsel David Weiss in connection with the gun he purchased in 2018. The first time in U.S. history, the Justice Department has charged the child of a sitting president. The three charges include making false statements on a federal firearms form and possession of a firearm as a prohibited person. Of course, and it's an extraordinary turn of events after his original plea deal collapsed and potentially sets up a dramatic trial in the middle of his father's 2024 re-election bid. We are watching this in real time. The White House, of course, thought the Hunter Biden legal drama, they thought that would be passed. But no, of course, the right wants to bring it up into an impeachment inquiry, into the relation to Hunter Biden's business ventures at the White House. Court filings show that a summons was issued on Thursday for him, busy Thursday, for him to appear in court for an initial appearance on the charges, though it is unclear when and where the initial appearance would take place. Hunter Biden is currently in California. A source familiar with the matter actually told CNN that any plan for a self-surrender or initial appearance, including the date and location, still needs to be worked out. Also, with another report, according to CNN, Hunter Biden's lawyer, Abby Lowell, claimed the indictment was a result of political pressure. Okay, so now they're pushing for indictment for President Joe Biden. Of course, this conversation was taken to CNN. CNN host, CNN anchor, Abby Phillip actually sat down with Matt Gaetz. And I want you guys to see how this short conversation played out, but clearly Matt Gaetz was cleared. Okay, let's take a look at how Abby made it clear and plain as day about Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and a possible impeachment.
Evidence, though, I just have to say, I mean, we do have bank records, devices, laptops, travel records, changes in administration policy. Seems like pretty strong evidence to me.
None of which links President Biden to.
Well, it was Joe Biden on the phone.
None of which.
He was calling into the meetings. Wait, Abby, are you actually trying to tell your viewers that you don't believe that Joe Biden was involved in Hunter Biden's business deals?
It's not about. It's not about what I believe. It's about whether there is evidence that President Biden is linked to the misdeeds that might be linked to Hunter Biden. That's the issue. But I want to get back. I do want to.
Come on. Wait, hold on. Can you just acknowledge that when he calls into the business deals that he's involved? When he calls into the dinners, you don't think that's involvement?
First of all, this is not about innuendo. It's not about what I believe. It's a question. Do you have evidence? If you had evidence that Joe Biden was linked to Hunter Biden's business deals in a way that is illegal, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You would probably have the votes for an impeachment inquiry, but you don't. Because of people like Ken Buck and people like Don Bacon and many others in your conference.
Well, I see the evidence differently. I think that that's why we need to have the votes and have the debates and have the hearings. And again, they represent their constituents just like I represent mine.
So just for a quick update with that, because I really want to get into it. Speaker, it was Kevin McCarthy, and he announced on Tuesday that he was the one that was going to be directing the U.S. House to open an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden over his family's business dealings. And he did this, I think, strategically, of course, because I feel like this is really nothing there. But McCarthy said that the House investigation so far paint a picture of a culture of corruption. He said a culture of corruption around the Biden family. And this is as the Republicans are continuing to probe the business dealings of their son, or of Biden's son, Hunter Biden. And so this is from before, they're going into before the Biden administration actually took office. So McCarthy says that the allegations are an abuse of power. Listen to these keywords, right? Obstruction and corruption. And, they're warranting further investigation by the House of Representatives. So here is what they're doing. It's all should be on Broadway, right? But it's terrible acting. So let's say Lifetime. I watched Lifetime, but the acting isn't the best. And this is what we're getting from the Republicans. I think that here we're following a black hole. It's going to lead to nothing. All of this pressure, but we had a former President Donald Trump, who actually had corruption, who actually had family business dealings that were corrupted, who actually had a son that needed to be looked into, but sat there and they said nothing. They sat there and ate their food, but they're moving the whole table. Okay? They are literally out there raising hell over Hunter Biden. But you don't recall the Trumps and all of their dealings, all of everything. And they sat there and did what they needed to do. I know they drew in impeachment callings for Donald Trump too, but the pressure that the Republicans put in, the way that they go so hard for something like this, which is really given nothing, is so ridiculous. When people are dying, people are hungry. There are bills that need to be passed that need to save America and Americans. There's so much other conversation that need to be had. But here we are on Hunter Biden.
Yeah. A couple of things with this particular story. One, they know, Rebecca, and they don't care the hypocrisy. They know Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law, got $2 billion from Saudi Arabia while he was connected directly to Donald Trump. They also know that this story really doesn't have any teeth. There's no there. This indictment that Hunter Biden got over this past week for the gun charge, it's a gun charge that the Department of Justice has rarely ever charged someone. They charged him because he falsely filled out a form stating related to his drug abuse, saying that he wasn't using drugs when apparently he was. Yeah. This is an issue that normally the NRA, the National Rifle Association, would absolutely side with someone in that same exact position, except he's Hunter Biden, the son of a Democratic president. So where's the NRA? Well, the NRA doesn't care that this is an affront. There's already questions about the constitutionality of this charge, but they have no loyalty to their own cause except for Republicans. That's who they are. In this clip with Abby Phillip from CNN and Matt Gaetz, Matt, first of all, no way, kind, form of disrespect to Abby, but whoever booked Matt Gaetz, whoever brought that charlatan on CNN, they're responsible for allowing him to get up there and to spread the misinformation that he gave. And Abby did a wonderful job with him, because the truth of the matter is, Republicans know they don't have any evidence. There have been Republicans who have come out and said there's no evidence for an impeachment inquiry. There's been Republicans coming out saying that this is going to end bad for the Republican Party, that there's no there, but they don't care because they simply want to get revenge for Donald Trump's impeachment. Marjorie Taylor Greene has already made that pretty clear. And so there's no connection. There's no ties. If they had the ties, that evidence would have already led to an impeachment. I'll say this is the last thing. I don't care if they impeach Joe Biden. Yeah. Like if you got something on him, impeach him. Do it. If there's charges you could bring up on him, do it. I don't have, and we should not have loyalty to a politician who's committing crimes. The problem is they don't have any evidence.
Yeah. I care if they try to impeach Joe Biden on nothing. But you're right. If there's something there, if there's a there, definitely, because we want to what is it? Due process. Whatever the hell that means. I can't stand it because it ain't real to me. Due process is very selective. And so here they want to act like they know what politics is supposed to be. Now they want to act like they know what rules are. But when it is a certain person such as Donald Trump or other beloved right-wingers or whoever, they will go ahead and start to act like they are Stevie Wonder. Oh, now all of a sudden they Ray Charles. Okay? They can't see nothing. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's Donald Trump. He actually has been doing the best he can. Joe Biden can't control his grown behind son. But you guys can't. You guys are so worried about what his son is doing, and you're bringing that. As a father, these people are still like their fathers and things. Donald Trump did that right in front of your face. Full business dealings with ops. Had his children involved with the ops. Money laundering with the ops at the White House. This is not hearsay. This is what happened. And yet they still uphold him as the highest form of a president in the United States, protecting him. FBI has been in his house, has found so many documents. There's so many things on him. You got a mugshot now, right? Yet Joe Biden is the one that we should be falling over our chairs about. We should be losing sleep. We should be marching down the streets about. For other reasons, maybe. But this one, I can't. I can't sit here and say that this one I can agree to. But Republicans have a way of making it seem like this is the end all, be all. This is the ops. He is working and colluding with other people. Tomorrow, our borders will be unsafe. Tomorrow, we must worry that the people will start breaking into our doors, and the world or the nation will be so different. Children will be hungrier. Homeless people. Now people with homes or who are one day away from being homeless will now be homeless because of Joe Biden. Republicans are working hard to destroy the lead and to bury it and to make sure that the actual conversation is never had. And for the focus to be, especially with the supporters or people who identify as right-wing or as conservatives or as Republicans or as the Reds, for them to focus on continuing to just hate anything Joe Biden. The work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.